Okay, we're going to go back to the rock drums and learn how to do something in Contact that I've mentioned, have followed up with a few of you, but I want everyone to be familiar. So just for the sake of consistency, set your tempo back to 115. Make sure to mute all the trap stuff, and we are listening to this drum beat. I'm going to have you put in 4 chords, okay? They are C minor in the second inversion. Actually, this is just C minor. That's not in the second inversion at all. So C, E flat, and G. We have E flat major. So E flat, G, and B flat. We have B flat major. So we have B flat, D, and F. And we have A flat major, which is A flat, C, and E flat. Okay, I have that going twice. So each one of those is a measure. I have it duplicated, so it plays for a total of 8 measures, which is what the original drum beat that we programmed was. Okay, I'm going to insert contact, stereo, and I want you to head down to the electric Sunburst instrument right here. And notice that there's a melody version and a not melody version. The melody version plays exactly what you give it. So use it for solos. If you want to do some kind of custom picking pattern, arpeggios, you would use that. But what the deluxe non-melody version gives you is a whole bunch of strumming patterns and arpeggio patterns. So, for example, I believe it kind of defaults to the Ibiza patterns. When you see stair steps like this, it's an arpeggio. When you see arrows like that, it's a strumming pattern. I'm going to have us go to the right. And if it's not exactly the right, I want the straight forward. These are referred to as songs. We do not want auto chords on because we have given the chords to the instrument. So if I click on straightforward C, that's what our chord change sounds like. If I click on scratches B, that's what it sounds like. If I click on crescendo, it builds in energy. It's a crescendo. But what I want to point out are these notes to the left of each of one of these patterns. These are called key switches. It has nothing to do with the key that you are playing in, simply that pressing this key triggers that pattern. So what this exercise is really about is having our guitar pattern change based on what we're trying to do in our song. So I want straightforward C to be the main pattern that's being played. So I'm going to look for D1. I'm going to go to the MIDI editor. I'm going to scroll down to D1. And I'm going to put in a note value. I'm going to draw it in as 3 beats and 3/4, so just ending just before the second measure. The reason that I'm doing that is that if you do a key switch or a pattern change, Contact likes to be told just a little bit ahead of time. But basically, this message is going to last for as long as it kind of wants to, or until we tell it to do something else. And I'm going to have it go to scratches B just because it's fairly different, not because I think it's super awesome. So I am going to F1, which is right there. And I'm going to have that start a 16th note before the end of the measure. Now, that means that the next piece here is going to stay with scratches. But let's just check this out. Okay, so what we're looking for here is for straightforward C to play for 3 measures, and then for scratches B to play for the 4th measure. Okay, again, not necessarily what I would choose. I might choose the crescendo. In fact, why not? Okay, in fact, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to have straightforward C for 3 measures, and then crescendo A for the 4th measure. And then just to keep it consistent for 8 measures, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, get rid of it, and duplicate this. Now with our drums. Crescendo. For consistency, it picked up fine, but I'm going to open that up. Okay. I did add a bass line. Now, my bass line, I took the lowest note of each chord. I lowered it by an octave. I am playing 8th notes. And the reason I want to point this out is that a number of instruments, the Rickenbacker is not one of them, that we have act the same way. So I'm going to get rid of the Rickenbacker, and I'm going to go to the prime bass. And I'm not going to choose melody. Remember, melody would be fine, and it would play exactly what I've drawn in. But if I click on the prime bass, I'm not going to play this in context. It's loading up. It plays a pattern already. And I think I'm in the first octave here. So it is picking up key switches. That means you can't have notes in the first octave because they are dedicated to pattern switching. Okay, and again, these different vibes are both sound related and pattern related. What other instruments act this way? The electric mint does, and we've used the electric mint before, and strummed acoustic does. Even though strummed acoustic doesn't have a melody version because it is a strummed instrument, it does have key switches. Okay, so basically this is just about how to use key switches to vary the playback of these sample-based instruments. So what I want to hear from you, I don't care about the bass, I just want 8 measures of guitar that demonstrate the key switch. Okay, it should sound like mine, like this. Straightforward C to crescendo A under straightforward. C minor, E flat major, B flat major, A flat major. Peace.